Hi guys, my name is Peyton Tysinger, and in this video, I will be analyzing the It's Not Your Fault scene from Good Will Hunting. This movie was directed by Gus Van Sant and starred Robin Williams, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck. This character choice is very fitting considering the parental perception of Robin Williams and the tough guy attributes of Matt Damon. From the onset of the scene, Will Hunting, the protagonist of the film, enters into an already tense environment, providing some sort of premonition for the fact that Will is on the verge of snapping.
A lot of that stuff goes back a long way between me and him. You know, not about you.
Sean Maguire's brief explanation of the events only further reveals the basis for what is to come.
What is that?
As the scene progresses, the space between each moment of speech is filled with the rustling of papers and the clinking of shoes on the wooden floor, in a way drawing the audience to look and listen for the slightest details, creating a more intimate setting as the conversation shifts from lighthearted to more intensely emotional, and as Will tries to break through Maguire's thick skin in the same way that Maguire is to him.
Have you had any experience with that?
20 years of counseling. Yeah, I've seen some pretty awful shit.
I mean, have you had any experience with that?
Personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Sure ain't good.
My father was an alcoholic. Mean fucking drunk.
As Maguire explains the story of his alcoholic father, the close-up of Will's face and eyes show how familiar he is with the circumstances being described. It does not seem to impact him in the least.
Interesting nights for when he wore his rings.
In the midst of both Will and Maguire's recollections of their childhood, the same father flashes on the screen. He is a nearly faceless man, portraying that such people are nothing but their actions and are one and the same. Even as the conversation progresses, both of them treat this as mundane, even snickering at times.
What is it like?
At this point in the scene, all of the stereotypes for what a psychologist is have been met. An old man in a cardigan in a dimly lit room, with a cluttered, eclectic
I broke up
office.
with Skylar?
Will's remarks seem to be an accurate assumption.
Like, Will has an attachment disorder? Is it all that stuff? Fear of abandonment?
But this is where the stereotype melts away.
You want to talk about it?
All the while, having only over-the-shoulder and close-up shots provides an ever greater sense of personal relation, and a sense that integrating the viewer into the perspective of both individuals with each switch of the frame.
Holy shit.
The pivotal moment in the scene and in the movie as a whole arises as the emotion in Maguire's voice presents itself when he begins repeating, "It's not your fault," waiting to get the reaction he so desires out of Will, even though Will is intentionally avoiding the true meaning of Maguire's words.
It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
Will is shrugging it off as he tries to avoid the topic by asserting his dominance.
It's not your fault.
This can be seen in the act of standing up to tower over Maguire, but Maguire knows what it takes to get through to Will and continues to press the matter.
It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault.
Don't fuck with me, alright? Don't fuck with me.
As Will begins to break down, his brief moment of aggression and vulgarity reveals that he has only ever learned to deal with his emotions in this way. Will accepts Maguire's words as truth and begins to sob as he finally allows someone to show him love that he was refused in his childhood. This moment, the strong embrace that emphasizes the strength of Will's pain, portrays how Maguire has become a father figure to Will, a father that Will never had. This is the first time any outside noise has existed in the scene, but it is a familiar tune of solace, but now seems to have transformed into one of hope. The single wide shot of this scene, with bright windows shining through in the background, further emphasizes the hope and prosperity to come.